Welcome to another edition of In the Dugout, presented by the Michigan High School Baseball Coaches Association. My name is Lauren Plant. Today we're joined via video technology by the head coach of the Rockford High School baseball team, Matt Vriesenga. Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk Ram baseball today. Well, what do you like about your team most this season?
So we have a very large team. It's the largest I've ever had, and that includes 16 seniors, which is can be really difficult. But without having a season last year, and the class is a really good class. The chemistry that we have, they all get along well. They understand their roles. We do a nice job as the coaching staff trying to get guys on the weekends playing time, and so keeping everybody involved, which is challenging with 22 people on the team, but we've been able to do a nice job of it, and the kids have been just fantastic. So this is their energy and just how they get along and compete for each other. So.
There are a few players in Michigan high school baseball with expectations to be drafted into the major leagues this season. There are even more on the horizon maybe for next year and beyond. 21 years ago, you were drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals as a pitcher. So for the players watching, tell us about your pro career and what advice you would have for players being drafted soon. I mean, should you go the college baseball route? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I had an interesting route. I played Division III at Hope College and then left there and ended up playing at Western Michigan and was fortunate enough to get drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals. It was an unbelievable experience. I played 3 years or so in the minor leagues. Met, some of my, idols of my dad growing up. Bob Gibson and Lou Brock, and then got to share a field with some guys who, are playing in the big leagues. There's one, Yadier Molina, I think is probably the only person that's still around who's playing. It's an incredible feeling to get drafted. I had a former player of mine, Jack Weisenberger, get drafted 2 years ago out of Michigan. Do you go? Do you stay? A high school kid, do you go?
Right.
If they're going to offer you $500,000, I don't know when another time in life that someone's going to offer you $500,000, right, usually 4 years in school. But then the mental makeup you have to have, because you're going off on your own, and it is. 140 games and 152 days in the minor league season is usually how it goes. And it is grueling. You're at the field for 12 hours a day. It's baseball all the time. You get to sleep in, but then you're still up to the park until midnight. It seems like almost every night, and bus trips. So mentally, if you can handle it, a mature kid, I think it's a great opportunity. I think the finances come into it as well, especially with college baseball only being 11.7 scholarships. So you're still having to pay for school for the most part. But it's definitely an exciting time of year for all these kids who have an opportunity. It is something I'll never forget.
You've been a coach for well over a decade. You've coached at Grand Rapids Christian. You went to Calvin College and coached there before coming back to high school baseball. What made the Rockford job so enticing?
So after Calvin College, I had started up an insurance agency, still own it, and it was. I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna coach my kids, right? And that did not go very well. I love my kids; they love me, but I just needed to be a dad. And
right.
Having my son over at East Grand Rapids, it worked out great this year because we played Tuesday, Thursday. They played Monday, Wednesday, so I could go and watch and play. It's great having somebody else coach your kid. I help them out in the summertime. The Rockford job. So I was out of it for 4 years. I want to get back into it. Talked about it, talked to my family, my kids, and they gave me their blessing and knew something about Rockford, but at the time did not realize, at that time they had some players, Bryce Kelly, who had signed at Michigan State, who just finished up there, and Jack Weisenberger, and I was so far removed from the high school game that I had no idea what I was getting into. And then when I stepped foot in here, you realize some of the caliber of players that you have. And it's a big school, but these kids are multi-sport athletes, but they put in the time, they put in the energy. The families are fantastic. It's just a great school to be a part of. And yeah, I think it's one of the best jobs, if not, I think it's the best job in high school sports for baseball. I've heard that from others as well. And I agree with them. It is an unbelievable atmosphere, great facilities, and we have a lot of kids. We had over 80 kids try out for our program from freshman to varsity, which is awesome and brutal at the same time when you realize you're going to have to cut some pretty good baseball players. So Rockford's just been unbelievable. And so what attracted me to it was I just wanted to get back into coaching, and I was fortunate enough to land at a fantastic school. So
you are the founder of the Rockford Baseball Academy, if I'm correct. Okay, you were. And is that organization still happening? And
it is.
Yeah.
So we were looking. The whole thing came out of we were building a new auxiliary gym, and so we were looking for someplace to hit. And I had people going, "Hey, we're driving 30 minutes to go to these other places. It'd be nice to have something around here." And I am a huge proponent of Little League. So how we started it up was we had great dads. A lot of them are playing Little League. And then, hey, we can, an indoor facility for these kids to train at in the wintertime, and then be able to play a little bit more baseball in the summer, whether it's the early part. We have teams that end June, like right now, they're ending their travel seasons because they go into the Little League All-Star experience that they have. So it's going on. It's a fantastic place to go. And we have kids not from Rockford. We have kids from all over the place who are coming there. My biggest deal was I wanted a place for kids to come, get better at baseball, but just to be able to practice, to have an opportunity to throw a baseball in the winter or hit off a machine in the winter. We have fantastic. We were able to get a lot of either high school coaches or some college players or former college players, former minor league players to come in and do lessons or run clinics and camps, and so it's been a great experience for these younger kids as well.
All right. Well, last question. And as I was looking at your bio there, I saw that, and I just have to ask, you own a bearded dragon. Is that correct?
Oh, that bearded dragon is long gone now. It is. It was one of those. My son had it. I think his name was Esteban, and we decided to donate it to another family who could love on this thing as much as they could, because Dad was not going to touch it or take care of it anymore. The amount of crickets that you had to buy the thing,
right.
It was necessary to find another young child to deal with this thing. So, no more bearded dragon.
Got it. Understood. All right. And yes, for those who do not know, yes, they eat live crickets, and it's it's something to see, let me tell you. All right, guys. Coach, I really appreciate it, and thank you for coming on with us.